Hello everyone, and this is the first devlog. I have been able to work for about 8 hours this week, so everything that I've done here, I've done during that time. I had to go away for 4 days, but next week I don't have to do anything, so next week will probably be a lot more productive. Anyway, here's a quick demo. Alright, so after launching this game and seeing that it's unfinished as hell, first thing that you want to do is exit, and you're able to do that. If the game launches with a too big of a screen, you can go into settings and select it to launch with a smaller screen. So if you ever get bored playing this wonderful menu simulator, you can launch 2 game instances, click host on one, select join on another one, and click ready. Ready, and you're put into this game scene with 2 players. Now in this game scene, what you can do is enter this red circle and your HP gets drained. If you're a server, it works fine, but if you focus a window that is not a server, server's FPS plummets, and it's lagging as hell, but it works brilliantly on 2 computers. Once 2 players are dead, you can hit back to menu and you're put back to menu. So now I'm just going to share with you how my pop-up manager works. So let's start at the menu manager actually, and it has 2 prefabs as you can see. One for settings, one for text. Now basically the text prefab is going to create a pop-up with the text, and the settings prefab is, as you can guess, it's going to create a pop-up with a settings screen, settings UI. And yeah, another thing here is the pop-up manager itself, which just has a reference to a pop-up prefab. And basically what it's doing when some function is called inside the pop-up manager, it does this. It creates a pop-up prefab underneath it. And the pop-up prefab is made in such a way that if its body gets set to be like, let's say, 500 by 300, it resizes quite nicely. The button stays full width, the exit button stays at the correct place, title also doesn't go anywhere, and yeah. So now I'm just going to go into the code and show you how it's coded up. So first thing that you can see is that it is a singleton. I decided it's the easiest way to use it. That's why I made it. And you can see that it only has one public function. That's great pop-up confirm. I haven't thought of another type of window to create, just confirm for now. It takes in an action that has to be executed once the player hits confirm. Might want to add also on close or something like that. Takes in a header text and an ID. Now what is this ID? So basically there is a problem. If I do it this way, I can just click settings like 10 times and I'll get 10 pop-ups. And that's not exactly what I want. Some pop-ups I might want to have multiple if you get like game invites from multiple people, but some I want to have only one of that type, like settings. So this is what this ID is for. I'm keeping a hash set of unique IDs, and yeah, if the ID already exists, I don't create that window. And this is basically should create pop-up, so yeah, if ID is null or it's not inside that hash set, I create it. And because creating a pop-up with an ID and no ID is quite a bit different, I wrote 2 different functions, and all it's really doing is just removing on close and on confirm from that hash set. And other than that, in this function, there's not really much, really, yeah. I'm gonna go into the pop-up itself. As you can see here, I have a serializable object of pop-up body, and that's just because I want to use Unity editor to provide, you know, what UI do I want inside the body. It's really flexible. I can have anything there. I can have buttons, text, doesn't matter, as long as I provide its width, height, and generic game object, yes. And here it's only keeping the references to the transform where I want to put the body of the pop-up, and the layout element, which is controlling its size, and the header, which is controlling its title. And there's only two functions here, which are bound to the buttons of the pop-up. And really, you can see that once I figured out how to make it, it's really not that complicated, but I thought it's quite a cool little, I don't know, manager system, whatever you want to call it, because it allows you to spawn any pop-up you want from just any function with a static interface. So it's convenient. I would like to share this code with you somehow, maybe. Once I iron all the bugs out, I might want to create a Unity package later. I don't know. Alright, so that's it for this week. For the next week, I'm gonna be focusing on implementing Steam lobbies. And yeah, so till next week.